ECweb Startup Tutorial. Tutorial video number 5. Navigating around ECweb. ECweb is an inbuilt web server in the ECPv2 controller. You will access this main ECweb page during your login to the ECweb controller. There you have the main home button, which is represented by ECweb logo. When you click this tab, you can always navigate to the main front page of the ECweb. Then you have the 6 subcategories of selections. On the left-hand corner you will see alarm notifications. And at the bottom right corner you will see the current date and time. On the top right corner you will see the user. Under the subcategories you have the selections: Identifiers, EClogic, Monitoring, Control, Settings, and Logs. Here in the identifiers you can see the company details and your product information and some other account-related settings. Let's go through all subcategories inside the identifiers. On the right side of the identifiers category you will also see more subcategory items. The first subcategory represents the project details of the controller, where you can see the project site details and its site location of the installation. If you navigate to the second subcategory you will find the password editing for the administration and access control purpose. And the third option is extra functionalities, where you can search your license updates and information about the extra services on your controller. Here the lock symbol represents the status of the service availability on the controller. The locked symbol means the service is not available on the device, and the unlocked symbol status means the particular service is available to the device. Next, in the subcategory you will see metrics, where you can set your own standard measurement and currency units of metrics. Set your own standard metrics correctly, because this values will representing your reports with your own defined metric settings. The next sub-menu is for backup functionality, where your settings and counters can be backup both locally on cloud service. When you click the backup sub-menu, there you have the backup options for your controller settings and counter settings. Remember to make a backup once you have done the commissioning, which will help to avoid start all over again in case your controller crashed or need updates or warranty replacement. The last subcategory is for application swap, where you can swap service tool and main controller for commissioning purpose. The next category on the ECweb is EClogic. If you click on the EClogic, you will see the EClogic main page with its logical features. EClogic is a collection of logical features to use site customization. The first logical feature is Builder. It offers the possibility of logically combining various input states. The next feature is Linker. It offers the possibility of linking input states commands. The input states are Modbus address and bitmasks. The next feature is RRCP, which is a dedicated configuration setup of RRCP functionality. 16 unique power reference levels based on 4 input combinations can be configured. And from the sensor feature it is possible to define the address of the sensor data readings. And in I/O module feature it is possible to set up which data should be linked to each output of the I/O module. The command timer will be used to set up output commands in preferred time schedules. The actual functionality of the command panel is set up in the builder or linker. And finally, the alarm settings allows you to enable to trigger your own custom-made alarms. Next main category on the ECweb is monitoring. The monitoring page provides a high-level overview of the installation. When you click on the monitoring you will see the live overview of your project. Here you can see an ECweb monitoring, which is actually a stimulation setup. Here on the graphic illustration you can see the connection status of each power segments and the current flow and other detailed information for each connection. You can click on for more detail about the connected sensors and their readings for each segment on the power system connections. Let's click on Generator Connection. Then the generator connection related readings will show up. You can see the values here, if you have no data, which means your controller missing the communication to the generator. On the same page you will see the option for connected power meter access, where you can see its readings. And if you click on the meter, you can check all the power meter related readings. On the right hand lower corner you can see the communication status of the power meter as well. PV plant and its connected readings can be checked by the same way. Here you will see its production and other details of data. And again, the connected power meter reading can be accessed by clicking the power meter. The inverter connection and its data readings is available under the inverter. By going to the grid connection, you will see the data belongs to it connections. And again, the power meter readings can be checked. On the main monitoring page you will see some additional connections. There you can check the connected irradiation sensor data and I/O data. Next main category on the ECweb is control. When you click on the control, you will open the control setting main page. There you can do variety of settings related to the server connection and time synchronization. Click on the Edit button for editing the IP address of the controller. Here on the upper corner you have few more setting. When you click on the clock icon, you will be able to edit your time synchronization. On this control page you have the further setting options for email alert, FTP setting, and setting for servers. You have the possibility to test your internet connection status by ping at this test option tab. Next main category is settings. Here you will do all communication settings for generator, PV plant, grid connection and battery connection if applicable for your site. When you open the setting category, you will see the page with settings for COM port 2 and 3. Here you can select the port by clicking the arrow up and down. And on the upper right side you can see different setting options for each connections. The settings of each system has to be edited separately. If you select the PV system, complete all parameter settings of PV system. Click the PV editing and complete all necessary settings by navigating the up and down arrows for each sub settings. On the right side corner you can select power meter and inverter for related settings for them. Then complete the power meter setting for the PV if your PV plant connected to power meters. And then edit inverter settings. Once you have completed all PV settings, then go to generator and edit its setting and continue for the remaining connection settings on your site. The last main category in the ECweb is logs. On the log main page you have the option to edit to produce logs of the controller on the internal SD card or USB stick. The produced log will be transferred to the cloud database daily basis. The log category also has the editing option to MySQL database file transfer setting. Here you have to make the setting to data transfer to ECcloud. In summary, the ECweb is an inbuilt web server which is developed for NCOM-B controller with 6 main categories. Each categories has specific functions and related setting options. The built-in web server of NCOM-B controller that serves as a plug-and-play configuration and live data monitoring tool for your site. No software installation or license required, you can just connect to your NCOM-B controller from any standard web browser. However, NCOM highly recommend to use Pale Moon browser to log into the ECweb. Please check our tutorial video number 3 where we have presented the guide how to install Pale Moon browser and Java. Thank you for watching the video. This video presented by NCOM. For more information, please visit our website www.mcomb.com.